Ryan.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops.
Top.
And this is Bottoms.
Top.
And this is Treble. Sup, avocado. Oh, big deck, go. Burr. Wow, burr. Wow. And we're Crush Cards. Hi, team. Happy Wednesday, my wonderful Wombo Combo Duelists. Hello, this is the long-awaited, I guess, GREN MAJU deck profile that you've all been asking for well over a few months now. I would hardly call this a GREN MAJU deck profile at this point. I mean, GREN MAJU is just in the deck. This is kind of just like level 8, rank 8, toolbox, turbo, OTK, one punch, whatever you want to call the deck. GREN MAJU is just kind of there as a supplemental kill button. But this is the deck I've been piloting at the last few Yu-Gi-Oh events, especially extravaganzas. I've just been kind of playing around, having fun. I don't know. I'm not really a meta person if you haven't noticed. I kind of play rogue, but you know, Paleo's not the best deck right now, so I've been playing GREN MAJU just because it's fun, it's cheese, no one ever really expects it. When they do, well, it's just fun anyway, because you go second and you just kill them. A lot of the inspiration came from Yishan's deck. Yishan is kind of the pioneer of this deck, so if you want to go check out Yishan's channel, feel free. We also just featured Yishan in our new series, Wildcard Wednesday, if you want to go check that video out. It's a brand new series where we're highlighting other content creators so that you can go watch them and get some new stuff in your life. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep this profile simple. This is just what I've been playing. Y'all have been asking for it like crazy, and I figured now is the time. I can stop avoiding it. It's a new month. Let's just get into some new stuff. It's been a while since we did Gren, so here's the new version of the deck. I'm really happy with it. Feel free to let me know what kind you're playing in the deck. There's lots of ways to play this, so you know what? Feel free. Let me know what you're doing.
But if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and leave a comment as to which deck profile you would like to see next. We've got a lot of different choices out there, and a lot of people have been asking for some really cool things, so let us know in the comment section down below what you want to see next.
We also have an Instagram. It's at Crush Cards Yugioh. We're on there all the time if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff and just interact with us a little bit more. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely popping. We're just shy of 2,000 members. Feel free to go be that 2,000th member. I would be super duper happy. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, we have a Patreon. Bloopers just went up for the month. All of the side decks, including this one, will be on there. And we have some of the best rewards in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I highly recommend checking it out. But if not, that's okay. I'm just happy you're here to go through this wonderful deck profile with me. Yeehaw, let's go. Obviously, we're playing 3 GREN MAJU. This is a going second deck. If you somehow did not know that, you literally gain 400 attack and defense for every card that's banished that you have. So you basically go Desires, you can Gizmic, you can do anything you want that banishes cards. Go big and go home because you're gonna win. That's all you do. This card's really easy. Sucks if he gets impermed or dropleted. That's happened to me. That's a real thing that's happened. But like 9 times out of 10, you just kind of bait everything else out and then you normal summon this last and then you just win. It's pretty easy.
This isn't always your win condition as well. This is just like one of the few that you can slap on the board as a normal summon.
Yeah, like I said, this is not the center point of the deck anymore. This is just kind of an extra thing. I would hardly call this a Gren deck at this point. This is literally just rank 8 toolbox or 8’s. I don't know, whatever the cool kids are calling it. But anyway, that's GREN MAJU. On to our next normal summon in the deck is 3 Fairy Tale Luna. Yishan is playing this card. I didn't actually play this card until I saw Yishan stuff and I'm like, oh wow, this card's actually kind of good. She baits negates really well. She's a bounce. On normal summon, she searches like another copy of herself in this deck because you're not playing any of the other Fairy Tale cards. And then her quick effect is on either player's turn, you can target a face-up monster that your opponent controls, and then your opponent can either send a card with that monster's name from their deck or extra deck to the graveyard to negate the effect of her bounce. Otherwise, return this card and that card to the hand. So it's cool because like it baits a negate, but like it does target, which kind of sucks, but it's a cool card. It's a threat. Next, we're just playing 2 Eater of Millions. Eater is one of those cards that's either like a 3, 1, 2. People do whatever they want with it. I think this is a really flexible card in the deck. I like it at 2 because you don't see it too often, but you see it just enough when it matters. And you draw a lot in this deck too, so I really don't even think you need 3. He literally is just there to help you banish stuff for GREN MAJU or for anything else. And obviously he's fantastic because he's non-targeting removal. He literally face down banishes anything that he battles into if he gets there. It's great. And he can't be used for fusion, Xyz, synchro, any of that material, so that's pretty nice. They can't super poly this card away. So it's just like a really small but really big threat on the board. All these cards are kind of like mini threats of their own. This whole deck's purpose is to just like annoy your opponent and then win the next turn. And then moving on to the danger package, we have a pretty big danger package. We're playing 1 Jackal, we're playing triple Bigfoot, and then if I can just get my hand right, we're playing triple Thunderbird. Wow, this is like pretty standard. Some people play the Ogapogos and other dangers or the Tsuchinoko. I don't know. I like this version. It's got good balance to it. You don't see it too often, but you see it just enough. Kind of like the rest of this deck. I mean, you're banishing and drawing left and right in this deck, so you kind of just see everything anyway all the time. Jackalope's really nice because it's just a free extender. It just gets you a free level 8. So like if you're trying to go into your rank 8s, this is just absolutely free. And then obviously these 2 are level 8s. So this one is nice because it just pops stuff. This is nice because it pops sets. That's pretty great. They're literally just free 8s that you can just summon and go into your big boy plays. That's why I like them. They're nice. They draw cards. They're dangerous. And then we're playing the Kaiju package. We're playing triple Gamma Seal and triple Godarla. Again, these are level 8s. I'm not playing Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. I didn't really like it. I played it and it just, I don't know. You know how everyone's got like their own preferences and everything? I know, crazy Yu-Gi-Oh! Personal preferences, wow. But I really didn't like the Kaiju Slumbers. I don't know, I just found myself not using them. I don't know, I just didn't like it, so I dropped it. And frankly, I felt pretty okay with it. I also felt like the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber had a little too many stipulations for me. It was just too much. I'm trying not to think too much with this deck, so this is the brainless version where you just play 6 Kaijus. These cards literally just out Dragoon, they out Window, they out literally any problem card you could ever imagine. And they're level 8s, so obviously you just summon them, and if you give one to your opponent and you have one in hand, you can special one, and wowee, look at that, a free level 8 on board. It's pretty cool. Always give your opponent the smaller one if you can, because obviously you want to beat into it, or if you've got an alpha and you can bounce it, it doesn't matter anyway, because you're just going to bounce all the Kaijus, which is pretty fun. Speaking of alpha, we're playing 3 of our shiniest best boy. Wow, if you didn't watch Monday's video, I highly recommend you check it out, because we literally talk about why this card is so great in this deck, or in any deck. I think it's absolutely wild that this card exists, nonetheless at 3. It's literally like a Pinkertops 2.0, but almost better, I would argue. This card's great because if you have a Kaiju in hand, you can literally give your opponent a Kaiju if they have multiple monsters on board, use this, special summon it, bounce the Kaiju back to your hand, Kaiju another card off, and then you can special this card again. There is not a hard once per turn limitation on the summon of this card, only the bounce, which is really rad.
And yeah, for anyone who didn't see Monday's video, these are Starlights. You don't have to play the Starlight, but like,
it helps.
You can.
In case you thought we were done with level 8s, here's 2 more level 8s, Gizmic or Orochi. I'm only playing 2 because 3 was incredibly bricky and extremely aggravating. Even at 2, I cannot tell you how many times I saw this card and just got angry. It's super annoying because I feel like I only see him when I have like 4 cards left in my deck and I just get really sad.
Or when you have 8 cards left in your deck, this is your top deck, so you have 7 cards and you can't activate this.
I love him so much, but sometimes he just does not come in as clutch as I feel like he should. But Gizmic's really good because his summon is a quick effect. You banish 8 cards, summon him, you've got now 8 more banished cards, which is pretty cool if you've got a GREN MAJU in hand or literally anything to do. And if you want to use his second effect, which is the destruction, you can banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down and then pop a card if you want. Sucky thing is it targets. I didn't use the effect a lot, but it's cool. He's a nice card. He's just cool.
Shout out to Orcust. We miss you. Harpour to 1.
Too. Those are good times.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah, that's it. He's literally just another level 8. He's a free level 8. This whole deck is just free. Free 99 in the deck. Golly, onto the green cards. We're playing 3 Pot of Desires because we want to banish stuff in this deck. And you know, this is the card. You banish 10 face down, they ash you, and it's fine because you normal summon GREN MAJU and you smack them in the face for 4 at least. Honestly, this is the only deck where I feel like getting ashed or stopped on the Desires is perfectly fine because you literally just want to banish cards. The ash is whatever. Like, drawing is cool, but if you've already got what you need in hand, which this deck does pretty easily, the banishing is just a bonus. If anyone wants to send me Ultimate or Pot of Desires, I'd be really happy. No pressure. Wow. Trade-in. Who would have thought we were playing this card in a deck full of level 8s? This is obviously literally just Desires 2.0. You just discard a level 8, draw 2 cards. Not a hard once per turn. It's really fun when they ash the Desires, and then you can just trade in for days, and when you trade in into another trade-in, you can just draw. This deck's great.
It's really cool to be able to like special summon an alpha too, and then activate the alpha, bounce the alpha back to get rid of a problematic card, and then trade in the alpha to draw 2 more cards, and then like you just keep going for days and days and days and days.
Yeah, this deck has just such good consistency. I will say, granted, I didn't like top any events with this deck or anything, but like this deck is super consistent. I honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like it comes down to matchups. So like sometimes your matchups just suck, and sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you both are playing a blind second deck, and it's just like, oh well, whoever loses the die roll, well, that sucks. This card I'm not sure how I feel about right now. Tactics is a fantastic card overall. It played really well. I really liked it because it's nice to take your opponent's Dragoon or take literally anything of your opponent's. I didn't really use any of the other effects because I don't really care what's in their hand at the end of the day. Most decks are just spitting out their entire hand anyway, so it's whatever. And half the time you know it's in their hand because they're just searching it. So I really liked the take effect because a lot of, you know, wombo combo decks are ending on Savage and 77 negates. So 9 times out of 10 they're gonna activate a monster effect on your turn, and you can just take one of their monsters or you can draw 2 cards. I usually go with the take because they set up big monsters on board, and then you just take something that's a threat to you, and then it's not a threat anymore. And Savage is also a level 8, so that's really cool to know because then you can just use your rank 8 plays with Savage and ruin their day. Oh, Flex.deck, we're playing 3 Super Poly. Yes, they are ultimate rares. They're mine. This card's obviously nuts, this format. We talked about this in last Monday's video. Yeah, well, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you haven't watched the last 2 Mondays videos, I don't know what you're doing, team. You should probably go watch them. It's full of great informative content because that's all we do. But this card's absolutely fantastic, this format. If you don't know what Super Poly does, I don't know what to tell you. It outs Dragoon, it outs Winda, it outs literally everything. We play like 18 Super Poly targets in this deck.
It looks so nice too. Like, shout out to Konami for this beautiful ulti. Like, this looks crazy. Like, for ultis, like, there's certain ultis that look okay. This one looks fabulous. Like, this is definitely one of those, like, you must have this card as an ulti. Hi, bud.
And then the last two cards in the deck, two one-ofs. We're playing one Monster Reborn, one Harpy's Feather Duster. Obviously, this is just a fantastic extender, and this just makes macro decks really sad. Honestly, this card's amazing. I saw it a lot, which was really nice. Sometimes it's just the sacky one of you need when you're playing against like Goo Woo or anything else. It's a good card. It even gets negated, it's fine. You used it. It's there. That's what the side deck's for. And if you need the side deck, it'll be up on Patreon. And let me tell you, it's got a lot of back row, hey baby. But yeah, that's the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. This deck's really fun. It's not super like complicated. So like honestly, this deck is just really fun. It's just a fun deck. I don't know. It doesn't always have to be competitive, fam. Have fun. It's okay. You can have fun and just make things go burr. I don't know. Burr, it's cold. On to the extra deck. All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. We're playing IP, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, and BLS. The links do not matter in this deck. I'm going to be so transparent with you guys. During the last extravaganza, I used literally this card, I think, one time. And it was against Sky Striker, and I knew they couldn't out it, and it was 2 minutes left in the round, and I just had to do damage. This was the card. These did nothing. But yeah, I literally never used the links, like, ever. Like, this was one time. These are just literally here for like Eater of Millions, Gizmic, whatever. They're just here. All right, moving on to our like rank 8 turbo toolbox kind of thing. We're playing the Draglubion, the Numeron Dragon, and the Hope Harbinger. These three all go together like three boys on a beach. The Beach Boys. Oh my God, that was unintentional. And then Sanafon and Dingirsu. Obviously, these are just two really good utility cards. This is just, you know, a free spin because it doesn't target. You just whoosh anything away, whoosh. Sanafon is really cool because it gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in the graveyards, which also counts your opponent. Let me tell you, against Dragon Link, that is hilarious because they just count for 20 minutes and then this guy gets like 5k. It's so fun. This card's really cool. And then he's like an Abyss Dweller. Neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards until the end of your opponent's next turn. It also can't be destroyed by card effects when it detaches material. So that's pretty cool. It's a good card. He's like Abyss Dweller's like beefy cousin who like goes to the gym a lot. It was really funny when I was playing this. A lot of people didn't actually know what Sanafon was or what it did. So I just thought that was really neat. So make sure you know your cards, fam. And then obviously this is just the Numeron Dragon package. You know, you go into Draglubion, you detach, you summon the Hope Harbinger, you smack this on top of it, and then you detach for that, and then he's like 9k, and then you just bam! And then friendly reminder that this is the only card that can attack that turn when you do use this effect, and then this card cannot be targeted. People tried to target this card a lot, and I'm like, joke's on you, you can't, and he's big until the end of the next turn. So when your opponent goes to their turn, he's still a thick boy, so don't forget. Use your cards. Also, this is just a spell screw you card, but you're not using it for that purpose, so whatever, moving on. All right, Super Poly targets the deck. We have Invoked Elysium. We have World Chalice Guard Dragon Almarduke because Bird Up sucks and we didn't want to deal with that. Just kidding, I love Bird Up, but playing against it sucks because you want to, like, you know, play the game. Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This card's amazing. Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord. I used this 9,000 times because I played against Eldritch players left and right and just super polying their own stuff away made them feel really bad. And then Predaplant Dragostapelia and then Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. These are all just really fantastic, kind of generic this format super poly targets. This really freaks out Eldritch players because then if they get Eldritch and any of the trap monsters out, this just ruins their day and then they're too scared to summon them because they don't want you super polying them in games 2 and 3. This card's great because just two monsters with the same attribute, different type, which is a lot of decks. This is Bird Up. This is Invoked because screw that. And these are just dark fusion, dark anything. This could be like Dragoon and something. This is just Dragon Link. This is Winda and Invoked stuff. It all covers the whole board, which is really nice. But yeah, we actually talk about all of these super poly targets in last Monday's video. It literally has super poly as the background. I'm on the thumbnail. Feel free to go watch it. It's really helpful. We break these cards down a lot more and why they're so good this format. But yeah, super poly is a great card this format, regardless of the deck you're playing. Highly recommend siding it, playing it, whatever. But yeah, that's the extra deck. Wowee. We doing a test hand for this?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna do a test hand, guys. Let's banish stuff. Okie dokie, we're gonna shuffle this up real nice. Are there starlights in this deck?
There are starlights in
Oh,
there.
jeez. All right, let's shuffle real gentle. We just re-sleeved this whole deck, so we're just gonna be really careful. That looks expensive, huh? It is expensive tops. Wow. Yeah. Wow is the word. Okie dokie. I'm a little scared to shuffle this anymore, so we're just gonna give it a little.
Yeah, this is like the most expensive tier 2.5 deck I've
most
ever
expensive
seen.
tier 4 deck. Oh, I'm just gonna cut it. Sorry, Brian. You've been demoted.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna cut that, put that over here. All right, we're going second team. We're gonna draw 6. Let's break a board, shall we?
Wow,
Amazing. Look at God.
Aren't those great?
Ghidorah, bye birds. Triple tactics. Wow. Cool. Neat.
Wow.
Sick.
Amazing.
All right, cool. Let's see what we can do here, team. All right, so there's a lot you can do with this hand. There's clearly plenty of things to do. It all depends on your opponent's board, what they're playing, obviously the level of combo. This is all super dependent on your opponent, so just take this with a grain of salt, okay? But I guess ideally, depending on their board, I would probably go for Godarla. We're gonna Kaiju whatever we find annoying or threatening, so we'll just put Godarla up there. Now, at this point, they obviously control more attack and defense than we do, so we're just gonna take our really shiny boy. Wow, and we're just gonna plop him on the board. Fair. At this point, there probably isn't much interruption for your Alpha's effect, and if there is, whatever, you've got a talent. But now we're gonna activate Alpha, we're gonna bounce the Kaiju and Alpha back to hand. Sick. Amazing. Then we're probably just gonna activate Trade-In, because now we have a Godarla. We're not gonna get rid of the Alpha again, because we can always resummon him. And activate Trade-In, get rid of Godarla. Let's draw 2, shall we? Scooch over, guys. Draw 2. Sick. Neat. Good to keep in mind if your opponent does somewhere in all of this use a monster effect, you have a triple tactic, so you can use that to do whatever you want as well. You basically have like another interruption as well in your hand. But we're just gonna special summon Alpha again because, you know, we can, so like whatever. Oh wow, look, Alpha's back, hey bud. So there's one level 8 on board. We do have a Luna if you do want to normal summon and attempt to bait another bounce if you want to. And you can also search her, which is fine. You can do this in whatever order. I'm just kind of doing this how I want. Someone in the comments is gonna be like, Logan, you should have normal summoned Luna first. Like, yeah, sure, okay, I could have done a lot of things, but like it doesn't change what's happening here.
We're trying to break a hypothetical board that doesn't actually exist.
So yeah, like if you're freaking out in your mind, pretend Luna's here, you searched a Luna, and then you're gonna try to bounce something. But if not, it's fine. You'll be okay. But yeah, if you want to do a normal summon Luna, you totally can. This is just a whenever you want to. But anyway, what we're gonna do for the simple play is you can either activate Monster Reborn, target the Godarla, and then you have 2 level 8s on board. Or if you really wanted, you could Gizmic, and you could get the Gizmic on board if you want to. Regardless, you're going to get 2 level 8s. So for the sake of this, we're just gonna use the Reborn, target the Godarla, bring the Godarla out, and then you have 2 level 8s. Golly, I wonder where this is gonna go. We're gonna go into Draglubion, we're gonna activate Draglubion, we're gonna detach this guy. Sup and Hope Harbinger, summon Numeron Dragon. Numeron Dragon detach. He's thick now. Because he becomes the ranks times 1,000, so 9. Amazing. So he's really big, only he can attack. Obviously depends on the state of the board, but hopefully you're just one punching them for game. That's pretty cool. If not, this can't be targeted next turn. It's at 3k and this is still at 9k. And you have all of this in your hand still. You can Gizmac, you can Tactics. This is all however you want to do it, the way you want to do it. I'm not going to tell you how to play, but this is just what you could do. This deck is super easy to turbo out 8, super easy to interrupt your opponent and bait negates. It's super easy. I highly recommend you give this deck a try. It's a whole lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's just a really fun spammy deck. I don't know. It's great at breaking boards. It kind of sucks going first, but I mean, that's most blind second decks. But that's what the side deck's for. Don't forget that'll be up on Patreon. But yeah, this is it. This is a really fun deck. I don't know. I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. Feel free to go watch our videos from this week and last week if you want to see more info on all these cool cards. Hope you guys enjoyed this profile. I know you asked for it for a while. This is really fun. Obviously, I'm going to tweak it over time. Let me know how your build is going and what you guys would like to see next. But we love you. You matter. And we will see you guys in the next video. We got some cool stuff coming out this week, guys. Bye, man. Bye. Whoa, bye. Brr. This deck is expensive. Whoa. We didn't even use GREN MAJU. Your GREN MAJU. Your GREN MAJU. Your GREN MAJU. You're the Glubion. Hey, it sounded like Mom. That was kind of scary. Whoa. Okay, let's do it. Anyway, 1, 2, 3.